Morning folks, we're back again at M&P in Cardiff. BMW Motor Rad to be more accurate, as it were. Right, hopefully once I sort the paperwork out and a set of trade plates, this is what I'm taking out today. BMW G310gs Rallye. Been looking forward to this one. Reason being, not much room here. The reason being is obviously I own the Himalayan, and I've reviewed the 390 KTM, which quite frankly I didn't get on with. Cracking bike, but I didn't get on with it. So this is kind of like the third of the set to try out. So I'm looking forward to this. Just waiting for the salesman here to sort out all the paperwork, and it's got to go on trade plates, and we'll get on the road. Right then, in a wee bit. BMW 310gs. A very soft suspension on the back end. Front is quite stiff. Let's have a go. Okay, this is interesting. Much like my Himalayan, quite revvy. Or should I say it needs a fair few revs to get it moving. Not as bad as the KTM, I've got to be fair. Okay. Oh, that said neutral. I put neutral and it cut out. But it's definitely a much more comfortable ride than the KTM. It's a lot smoother than my Himalayan. First impressions, a very nice bike. Seems easy to ride. It's got sort of semi-knobbly tyres on it. Ooh. This thing is sliding all over the road on these diesel patches and that. Can't say I'm too fussed on that. Then that could be down to road conditions rather than the bike itself, and they are brand spanking new tyres. So it's done 8 miles. So in all fairness, we'll give it a chance. Yeah, right, okay, comfortable. Throttle response is really good. It's a great little bike. I could probably get used to it after a little while. It's just not quite doing it for me yet. Good round town. In fact, it's lovely round town. A lot smoother than my Himalayan. My Himalayan is extremely agricultural in comparison. For ride quality, throttle response, smoothness, BMW wins hands down. Personal preference, I am still going with the Himalayan so far. The town manners, absolutely beautiful. Wow, 4th gear, less than 3,000 RPM, pulled like a train. Fair dues to it. So this is extremely nice around town. I'm impressed. The KTM will be lumpy and not very nice to ride. My Himalayan will be very lumpy as well. Yeah, it's quite a steep hill this. 30 mile an hour 4th gear. No stress at all. A little bit high revving for my particular tastes. Well, that's down to me, not the bike. Well, clearly the dog don't like it. Yeah, good bike so far. I am relatively impressed. So here we go, folks. This is the BMW G310gs Rallye. Very nice little bike. Kind of funny how the engine is basically backwards because the exhaust comes out the back of the block instead of the front like they normally do. If I remember correctly, 6-speed box. You've got upside down front forks which are non-adjustable. Single rear shock which is adjustable. Adjusters at the very top is preload only. It's got Metzler, I believe they're Torrance tyres which are semi-off-road. Pretty good. Yeah, nice styling. I quite like the style. I don't think the fairing will do a great deal. Headlights LED. I believe they're adaptive. You put them onto adaptive and they basically show like an LED side light. When it gets darker it goes to dip beam, and obviously you've got the high beam pass and all the normal stuff on there. Oh, falling over here. Like an absolute idiot, I forgot to bring the paperwork with me which will tell me all the specs. So what I will do is I'll put it up on the screen now. Right, back to the bike. I'm not sure what the tyres are. I think it's 17-inch rear and what looks like a 19 front. Please double check that. Off the top of my head, I believe it's about 5,500 for this bike. Again, I'll put the price up amongst the specs. Have a look for yourself. No centre stand on this, which is a disappointment. I'd like a centre stand for maintenance. Maybe it's an aftermarket extra, I don't know. I haven't really looked into it that much, I will be honest. The seat looks quite slim, but it's actually very comfortable so far. Got a nice little rack on the back, which I presume you can fit some BMW luggage to. Looks like it's designed for a BMW top box, or I'm sure you could put your own on if you put a mounting plate on there. LED tail light, LED indicators. Obviously comes with ABS. Standard exhaust, which sounds nice. You could probably put a can on it if you wanted to. Looking at it, I would say the catch is built into the exhaust. It also looks like it's a one-piece exhaust system. So I'm guessing a replacement will be a complete system. Right, you got a plastic belly pan or bash plate. I'd want a steel one on there, or aluminium at least if I'm going off-road. Water cooled. Obviously put a radiator grill guard on. Right, quite a nice bike. It feels light to manoeuvre. It's very light to ride. Handles quite well considering the weather conditions. Brakes are absolutely brilliant. Well, the front brake's fantastic. The back brake, a lot of travel in the pedal. Not a lot of feel on the brake, but it's brand new, so give it a chance to bed in. So I haven't tried standing up on it yet, so that's going to be interesting. So far all I've done is around town, 30-mile-an-hour roads, that sort of thing, and it's really nice. Higher revving than I personally would like, but that's personal choice. Nothing wrong with the bike. Right, standing up. Leg position's great. The handlebar's too low again. I'm leaning forward, just like the BMW. Sorry, the KTM. To stand up straight, no. Bars are too low. You'd need bar risers on them, and I'm not a particularly tall person. I'm only 5'6". So if you're going to go for this for off-roading, definitely put handlebar risers on. Sorry BMW, like KTM, you missed a trick there. Not very good. Well, here comes the interesting one. Dual carriageway. Now I know I'm running this thing in, so I can't really hammer the living daylights out of it. Well, I'm in 6th gear. .55 miles an hour, thereabouts. Just over 5,000 RPM, and it sounds like it's hammering the living daylights out of the motor. It's quite a noisy engine. Himalayan's noisy as well. This is quite noisy. I didn't expect that on a BM. and the vibration through the bars, especially my right hand, is quite severe. It's almost making my fingers go numb. Wind blast at 60, not too bad actually. I can feel it across my chest and shoulders, upper chest and shoulders, which is much the same as riding a naked bike. Right, quick summary of this bike completely, as it were. From my point of view, and this is only my point of view, my opinions, I've only ridden it for like an hour, so please do make up your own mind, have a test ride, whatever. But lovely little bike, great power delivery, very responsive throttle, front brake very good, back brake not so much, the clutch is extremely light and comfortable to use, gearbox is very positive, although I did have, when I first rode it out, it said neutral on the dash and a little neutral light come on, but it was actually in gear. You know, that could have just been me, whatever. Neutral's not too hard to find. The engine I find a little too revvy for my tastes. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, it's just for my personal tastes, it's a little too revvy. It's also quite noisy at high speeds. You get a fair bit of vibration through the handlebars. Mostly my right hand is gone like pins and needles, which is uncomfortable. Not a lot of vibration through the bike itself, in all fairness, so it may just be the bars being quite wide. Suspension, it's good. Front is upside down, non-adjustable, feels pretty good. Good, you know, not too stiff, not too soft. The rear suspension, single shock, got preload adjuster on it. At the moment I would say it's set a little bit soft for me, but that's just a matter of adjustment. But they work really well. Tyres seem to grip the road okay considering they're brand new, and the road conditions are not good. The dashboard, nice and clear. LCD I presume is what it is, not a TFT. I've got all the information you could possibly want. Nothing much you don't want. I don't actually see a temperature gauge on there, but that's probably in there somewhere amongst the recycled bits and bobs and displays and whatever. That sounds really professional, that, doesn't it? Not. Switchgear, nice and clear, very intuitive. Very positive switchgear. The mirrors, not impressed. The stalks are far too short in my opinion, they're way too low. Not a very clear view out of them. And I'm only 5'6", so if you're taller you'd have even more problems. Handlebars I find great on the road, but way too low for off-road. Riding position is lovely on the road though, in all fairness, it is very comfortable riding position. Here we are, we're back at M&P's. Foot pegs are nice, you can take the rubbers out by the looks of it if you want to go off-roading, etc. Yeah, overall impression, it's a very nice bike, very comfortable. Yeah, everything's easy to hand. Adjustable levers are great. For the money, it's not bad at all. Between the three bikes, for my personal choice, I've said all along, I'm sticking with the Himalayan. The choice between this and the KTM, this wins hands down in my opinion. Again, come down, have a test ride, try all three bikes if you're not sure. But I would say take the Himalayan out first, so you know what that's like. But yeah, this is a nice bike. What you get for the money, can't go far wrong. Not bad at all. Right, hope you enjoyed that. We will be back for more test rides in due course. Not quite sure when. Hope the weather will be better. In the meantime, if you like what you see, please do click the like button. Leave a comment below if you wish. If you haven't already, please do think about subscribing and hit the bell icon for notifications. Right, thanks folks, I'm going now for a nice cuppa and a warm and tell them what I think of their bike. And I shall catch you again soon. Take care, all ride safe and have fun. Bye now.